Guys, the biggest time of the year for any e-commerce brand, for anyone selling something online, is coming up. It's Q4, guys. And that is, first of all, we have a lot of holidays coming up, and we have Black Friday, Cyber Monday. If you have a drop shipping business, if you have a TikTok shop, if you have an e-commerce business, if you have anything selling online, this is the biggest time of the year. This is where people make 50% of the revenue for the year in a quarter, in a month. And so being prepared for Q4 and being ready to spend more money, to make more money, is massively important. So let's talk about it. If you are an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you have an e-commerce business, you have a drop shipping business, you have a TikTok shop brand, you have an Amazon brand, you're selling on Amazon, be prepared right now because we are going into Q4. And I'm going to talk about one of the biggest bottlenecks that most business owners in the e-com space get stuck with. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the bottleneck. The biggest bottleneck that most e-com business owners, anyone who's selling something online, like I said, drop shippers, TikTok shop, brands, e-com brands, Amazon, FBA, anything of that sort, the biggest issue is going to be the lack of access to capital. Now, why? A lot of people, they don't have the credit or the relationships built up to be able to access enough capital, which is what I talk about on this channel. But with that, you want to, like, why do you want to have more capital in the first place? Well, it's better margins, right? If you only make 10% on what you're selling or 20% on what you're selling, if you can buy larger in bulk by having access to more capital, then you can earn more margins. Let's say that 10% goes up to 20%. Or you earn an extra 10% margin because you got a better deal from your manufacturer or your supplier. That does a lot when you're doing 50,000 or 100,000 in volume. It's an extra $10,000 in your pocket. You know what I mean? So you can purchase larger in bulk. You can take chances on products that are possibly better during that time of year. Right, guys? There's lots of holidays going on. There's lots of deals. There's Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day. There are, like I said, holidays going on and lots of discounts in Cyber Monday, Black Friday, all of these things. You can take chances on better options or new products that you're coming out with when people are in buying moods. Another great thing, you can double down on the current products that you already do well with. You can double down, you can purchase more of them because you already know it's best sellers. They're going to sell well and people are going to buy them. You can double down on them. And so when you can add an additional $50,000 to $100,000 to what you're already selling by purchasing more product, improving those margins, that's how you make more money in the e-commerce space. And if you can't access capital, right, you're kind of stuck with hopefully somehow negotiating a better deal with your suppliers, or you're stuck making the same amount, saving the money and the profit that you're getting from the products, and then hopefully saving enough over a certain span of time to be able to purchase more product. When you have access to 50 to 100,000, you can purchase more product, you can get better margins, you can make more money, you can take chances, you can have new products, you can have new arrivals, you can run discounts during times where people are willing to buy more. So that is really important on why access to capital is important for e-commerce brands. If you agree with that, let me know in the comments. If you are someone that is running an e-com brand, a TikTok brand, a Amazon brand, a drop shipping store with TikTok specifically, this might allow you to be able to buy influencers or people to promote your product rather than going the typical advertising route. And that actually might be better for you in Q4 because if you guys do not know, Q4, everyone is advertising. So advertising costs go up. And if this is your first Q4 as an e-com brand, then you'll be like, okay, why is advertising costs? Have they gotten more expensive? Why have they gotten more expensive? Because everyone's competing with one another. There's more people on the platforms advertising at this time. So it increases in spend. That's why. So maybe check another route where hiring influencers or hiring people that can promote your product on TikTok Shop or other platforms is helpful. So that is why additional capital is really important. How do I actually get access to capital? And if you're on my channel or if this is your first time on the channel, I help business owners, of course, people in the e-commerce space, get access to capital, but there are certain requirements that come to it. Most people think that because they run a business, that they can somehow go to the banks and access more capital. That's not always the case. What is the most important thing is that they see that you have a good foundational personal credit side, that you've handled your personal credit responsibly, you've made your payments, you have low utilization, you have high credit limits, you have at least 20, 30K in personal credit limits, and hopefully you're already using business cards. And if not, you should be separating your business expenses from, the personal expenses. But business doesn't report. Business cards don't report. And this could be business cards, business lines of credit. Being able to have relationships and have someone guide you through the process on how to get large amount of limits is really important, because a lot of people in the e-commerce space, I talk to a lot of young guys as well, who don't take this seriously. So this is your reminder, if you're going into Q4 and maybe this is your first time and you haven't built up your personal credit and you haven't taken it seriously, this is your reminder to do it. Make sure that you have certain banking relationships. Make sure that you have high personal credit limits so that when the banks do pull your credit or business credit and business lines of credit, that they see, holy cow, this person actually handles a lot of money and they do it responsibly. I'm much more willing to lend to that person and give them more money. That's how it works. And that is your report card. Your personal credit is your report card. It's what they see. It's what the banks see. And they want to see that you can handle large amounts of money, so they give it to you. If you're receiving low limits and you're not able to access enough capital, that's one part of the reason. You don't have a strong enough personal credit score. And just because you have a business, that doesn't give you a cop-out to be able to access a bunch of lines of credit and a bunch of business credit cards. If you see other people getting large amounts, it's because of that. Or they have a ton of cash flow coming in and they have it going into those banks, and those banks now have verification that they have cash flow coming in consistently. There's a lot of requirements with banks. There's a lot of things that go into it. But if you're on the other end of the spectrum where you do have good personal credit and you really want to scale and make more profit in Q4, then reach out to me in the link down below, or reach out to me on Instagram. I work with people that have 700 plus credit scores. They have an LLC, they have a business, they're looking to scale. They want to access 50, 150, even more to capital to be able to grow, because right now, over the next few weeks, is going to be really important in putting those orders in and speaking with your manufacturers and getting better deals. Setting yourself up for higher profits in some of the best quarters and profit months that you've ever had in your entire life. So that breaks down why right now in Q4, right now towards the end of the year, why you should be focusing on accessing more capital, getting more capital, and preparing yourself for the holiday season. And hopefully the best scaling season of your brand, your business, your Amazon business, your dropshipping business, your TikTok shop brand, whatever it may be. If you're selling something online, let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you've done it in the past, if it has been helpful for you. I guarantee it. If you've had experience getting lending or additional capital, let me know down below what you guys think. Hit a like, hit a subscribe. I appreciate you guys, as always, for showing up, being on the videos. This is, just kind of a fun little in the car type of scenario, conversation with you all. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.